Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Thrive Co-Living podcast and YouTube broadcast. Thrive Co-Living is a new concept in creative community building. Sustainable, multicultural, multi-generational, and inclusive, Thrive Co-Living communities are built from repurposed big box stores or other suitable buildings. In this series, myself, Jennifer Hooper, and Thrive founder, Mark Stein, will weave together the tapestry that makes up the physical and spiritual components of this new concept in community living. Now on with the show.
Patricia, what do you have to show us? Let's do that demo. What are you going to show us?
Okay, so basically I'm going to show you the scan, first of all, which is basically this little device here. You can see that. That connects to a laptop. And this can also be done by clients in home. They can take a scan. Essentially, they just plug it in and rest their hand over it like this. And in about 30 seconds, you'll have your results. I mean, I can do a live scan of my own right now, if you like.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So this is.
And you can show us whatever display comes up. Probably it's on your computer, and you can show us that way.
Absolutely. So essentially, what happens with this scan is it tells you what's going on in your body right now, much like an X-ray takes a picture of what's happening at this moment. So if you have pneumonia next week and your X-ray today, the pneumonia won't show up today because it didn't get there yet, right? So this is like what's currently happening in my life at this moment. Where might I need support while my body is dealing with my emotions or the environment of things that are going on around me or with other people around me? I'm just going to plug this right into my laptop right now.
And does this unit plug into a computer with USB? Does it plug into the wall? What does it plug into?
Yeah, this unit connects here with a USB cord right into a portal in my laptop. And so anybody can also, you can do this through your phone. I believe it can connect to a Bluetooth. So I haven't gotten that far with it yet. I'm basically working with my laptop. Clients who bring it home, they can now order these and do it in home. I'll get a report and see what's going on. And then before they can review it, I would need to look through it first and then walk them through their scan so that they do remember that this is not a diagnosis, that anything is wrong with you physically. This is basically just telling you what energy fields need support today in this moment. And sometimes people,
Let me interrupt a second. I know one of the first things that people will want to know is how much does this cost, and this unit cost.
Right. Okay, so this unit right now, I believe, was at $60 for a client to purchase. I'm doing scans because I just brought this into my practice. So I'm now offering a free scan for my clients or anybody who's interested to come in and see where they may need some support in their system. And so typically after that, it would be $100 for the scan. For the review, right? So the first one I'll do complimentary. The second one, it's $100, and it's usually about an hour's worth of talk. But it will give us a good idea of also where to start with hypnosis and some of those life challenges that people are working through. If they're not sure where to start, this is going to be a good place to look at and see what is the biggest priority in this moment. So let me go ahead and, am I on screen share? Okay.
It's enabled. You just have to click share screen and give me 1 second.
Oops. Okay. I'm going to get out of there.
Yeah, go ahead and do it.
Okay. So I'm just clicking over here and give it a minute just to come up so that I can get that scan going. There we go. So this is the screen that'll first come up. I am going to click on scan over here. And just logging in. There we go. I'll find myself. Okay, let's see. It may want me to basically. There we go. Okay, so it is. Okay, so basically, I'm going to take my hand, put it over here, and I am body field detected. Start the scan. This is what we'll see. So I leave my hand resting on this device. And basically now it's just measuring all the energy fields within my body and comparing it to the ideal human body field that has been mapped out.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask a question. Your profile is already in here with previous scans, so there's some continuity, memory of who you are and what you've shown in the past.
Yes, and that's very good point. So we can pull that up and we can compare, and then in time we can see what's trending, right, and what's coming up as priorities. So right now, this is something that I can manage on my own. Just came off Thanksgiving, so my diet's not perfect. But let's move this down here. Up here, it's going to give you the key and show you the scan priority. So all white dots here would mean that's not a priority right now, that everything is looking pretty good. Purple dots are something that we want to pay attention to, and orange. So this would be orange. So this oxygenation. So we would click on oxygenation, and hydration, right, is obviously I need to drink more water, which I just got a cup right here because I was feeling thirsty. When we click on that, we'll get a sidebar over here. You can see it will explain the importance of drinking water, what is a priority here, what source of water, are there chemicals in it, etc. And it really gives you a good education. And I can't go through every one in detail because there's a lot of screens up here, as I'll show you in just a moment. So it'll tell you some tips about water that you probably aren't aware of. Most of us aren't. And give us some hacks here, structured water, what might you do to charge up your water, etc. Looking at this scan, this oxygenation might talk about deep breathing. Am I feeling stressed? Am I getting enough oxygen in life, right, with proper breathing? Maybe I'm chest breathing, or am I taking nice deep inhales to bring that oxygen into my body? And it will talk about also, breathing through some of life's challenges. What are we working on right now? Again, it'll give you all of that information. You can see really is a lot of information over here. Emotional stress, if we're feeling stressed out. We don't typically breathe deeply when we're stressed, a lot of shallow breathing. So this will also give us some exercises that we can do here. Am I getting enough sunshine over here? Probably not if we're in the office all day, right? So it'll tell us the importance of sunshine, how it charges up the natural battery in our bodies, that we've got good energy. And this is talking about connecting to the big fields of the earth, getting into alignment with the earth's energy, doing some grounding work, getting out in nature. And what are the benefits of nature, being at the beach as opposed to being in the woods, in the forest, in the grass? So it'll also give you some hacks. I don't want to take too much time on all the screens because there's a lot here, but that's the energy source screen. So where do we get our energy from? It comes from our good diet, good hydration, getting plenty of exercise and oxygenation, and being, setting our circadian clock, being outside. So this is all natural. These are all things where our energy comes from. This is our energy. Go ahead. Sorry. And interrupt me at any time because it's my love to talk about.
Sure. So where you have all white, polarity, and there
Yes.
was one other one. Uh, so this is color coded. The darker, the better. But like night, is that saying you're not having good sleep? And
So the darker colors means it is a priority, something to pay attention to. The low priority means that everything there is okay. So my nights are good. I'm getting good sleep. Polarity is again talking about our connection to the electromagnetic field of the earth. And here
so
we can talk about
one is good, so to speak, and the
right
darker colors are more things to
rising.
pay attention to.
Yes, more things that I would need to work on. So again,
Okay.
here, drinking more water, breathing, doing some breathing exercises, getting, moving around more rather than sitting behind my desk. A lot of people in the office will have this. And they'll, if you're sitting behind a desk all day, you're going to see things like this because you're not outside connecting with nature, right?
Okay.
You're not getting enough sunshine. Um, and hydration is something that we all need to really pay attention to because water is so important to us. Now, here, these are energy drivers. This is the force that drives the fields. And so within our body, around immunity, we all have, we're all thinking about our immunity these days, right? Especially if we've just come off of traveling. So this is showing up as a priority for me. And because it's purple. But as you can see here, muscle, triple cavity, skin is our boundary for our body, but it's also talks about boundaries in life. So am I not making good boundaries, right, for myself? Or is it's not only about is your skin in trauma because of maybe too much sun, or maybe I'm not hydrated enough and my skin is suffering. I'm dry. My skin is dry. But it also will talk about the significance of, well, am I making good boundaries in my life? And that we'll talk to it here. In Chinese medicine, there is a strong link with the skin and the lungs, which would equal the hydration, the oxygenation that showed up on the previous screen. Let's see. And again, you click on the bar over here with skin, and each one of these will give you all detailed information about the layers of the skin or the part that this will play in your body and your emotions. We look here at the immunity driver. So this wants to talk about, are you, the obvious, of course, is how is my immunity system? Am I feeling in good health? But as we scroll through it, you're going to find here all this information again, which is going to be available for everybody. But we're also looking at the chi, right? The circulation just below the skin, where the viruses and bacteria and toxins are found. If I have a strong immunity system, that's going to help me ward off any kind of infections. So again, what I focus on with my clients is going to find out what are the emotions that we're dealing with here. Am I nourishing myself? Do I feel safe and secure in the world, in the environment, in my relationship, in my career? What is preventing me from accomplishing that? So that too can be a virus, right? When we get hung up on things, it's like a virus of fear that infects us. And this is how it would be affecting our energy fields here. So what are some things? What are some energy hacks that we can do? We can do some anti-inflammatory dietary changes. We can nourish ourselves, but we can not only do that, but we can take some rest. Like here, you can see all of these hacks, yoga, breathing, right? So that would go back to the oxygenation from the first screen, which is saying I need more oxygenation. So what I would look at is doing some yoga breathing and finding out, like really honing in on the emotional part of that, which we'll see in just a moment. We'll just move over. See, we have all these fields here because then after we're done, it makes a scan for the infoceuticals to bring in corrective information to help support the energy fields while I'm working through either my toxic environment or my dietary or my emotional needs. Here it's coming up that the liver could need some support right now, but when you click on that, look how interesting that gets, right? It'll be more precise in what parts of this system need support. We click on these, it just gets a little bit more specific. So what does the liver really look to? Here's all the information about what it connects to, but it also talks about the emotions, that it's responsible for keeping everything running smoothly, not just regulating chemicals, but also thoughts and feelings. And so, again, this is where I would like to focus with my clients, is talking about, well, if you're not working through those emotions, it's putting a little stress and anxiety on your liver at this time. So how can we move through these emotions?
Or maybe you need to cut down on your alcohol consumption there, Patricia.
Well, Mark, I was kind of in that situation. As we did just come off of a holiday weekend, that might also be a thing. I'm not going to lie. I will say that is quite possible. However, we don't want to highlight those moments. But yes, that's another possibility. Yes, that is a possibility as well.
For the audience, we're recording this 2 days after Thanksgiving weekend.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, so that is a celebratory weekend during the pandemic. So that I will say I did indulge a little.
Good. And a serious question after the teasing. It looks like a lot of this information is static information. So, but probably there's so much of it, people need to remind themselves of the connections of certain things. But a lot of it looks like it's more educational than diagnostic. Is that accurate?
Yes, because that is correct. This is not a diagnostic tool, so I'm not a doctor. We can't make a diagnosis. It is informational, so it's basically educating a regular person like you and I that, look, if you're not going to start to take notice of the things that's going on in your life, your body is really starting to see the effects of it. This is really what's happening. So, like for the regular person, I really find this to be very informative so that you can say, oh, well, I didn't know I was doing that to myself. What can I do to make those changes? And this gives you great information about how to make changes in your life, how to work through parts of your life that you're struggling with. And then as you make those changes, you can start to see these improvements show up in your scan. Plus, you'll be feeling better. You're going to feel great. You're going to feel younger. You're going to have more energy. You're going to be thinking clearly. And, with more energy and thinking clearly, won't that make you happier? Right? So it's, again, and happier and healthier. So it's I feel, a very educational approach, but also gives you the tools to make those changes. Right? It's good to read the book, but then how do I make the changes in my life? So this kind of gives you the whole package. So here it's saying I need a little more love, and that is coming up as a priority. So is it, have I been hating myself for the indulgence over the weekend? Maybe a little bit. So maybe I should be a little easier on myself. So we'll go very lightly with that showing up here. But looking within, so what else? What emotions am I feeling here? Meaningfulness. These are not showing up as priorities. But you can see, based on the previous screens, how this would be connected to our emotions. So let's say I'm worrying about the fact that you just noticed I was drinking a little over the weekend. So we'll just go over here and it'll see, like, okay, these emotions are like, what wouldn't we worry about? Can I travel for Christmas? When will I see my kids again? They're scattered around the country, right? How long will this end? That's a common worry for everybody, regardless of, where you are in your profession.
Sure.
And so maybe I do need to be a little bit easier on myself and not, delude myself or deny that my feelings exist, because they do. right? And so if I try and hide the worry, is it really doing me any good? Or will it be much better for me to address it and realize, is it fact or fear? Am I dealing with fears or am I dealing with true information? And a lot of people, don't realize that worry and fear are not facts. They're things that we bring into our being because we've already had worry and fear. And so we want to try and prevent that. So this will just get a little bit into brain performance. And so where are some of these things that are going on? Am I connecting? So again, learning. I've been doing a lot of learning lately. Since March, basically this program, I've been studying this program since March. It's very intuitive. It's very intense. There's a lot of anatomy, physiology, learning about how physics work. So I've been absorbed in all of this and thinking to myself, well, I didn't know I would be doing all of this at this point in my life, but I'm enjoying it and loving the learning. So it just keeps you going on for more.
Hold on. Let's go back there. Go back to that screen and scroll down.
Yep.
There's one that really is jumping out there. Growth cone. What does that mean?
Growth cone. So this is a new screen for me. And so basically, what is this here? Found on the tips of the nerve cells and dendrites. So the growth phase of dendrites and axons. This looks to me like it would be more of, a result of the learning and like really connecting and using the brain. This is, it's showing up in the brain. I would have to do a little bit more research on this because this again is a new screen for me just since I've bought into the program.
Sure.
So,
and you know what? If you wouldn't mind, make a note. And I mean, it's an interesting term. It's not intuitive as to what the term means, but maybe send us the copy of that information if you can just grab it and send it to us, and we'll because I feel like we need to start wrapping up. And
okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so I'll just send you the last.
I've got it.
Yep, this
Go
is
ahead.
the part that really matters here. So connecting to understanding your world and be the change. Basically, again, what do you need to do to make these changes? Hero's journey. This is again like what steps do I need to take, etc. So this is really it. You're right. We do need to wrap it up because I do have a 6:00. So I got so carried away, I lost track of time. I apologize.
No problem. So let me ask you a couple questions here, and then we'll wind down. So
stop sharing.
I could see how this could be a really nice tool for your clients to do this, and then you look at it, have you interpret it. It sounds like they can give you access to it, to the data. So am I correct in assuming that this could give you a lot of the healing and therapy is being done by distance anyway on Zoom, but this could be something that could easily be done remotely where
absolutely
they do it and then they schedule with you and you discuss it and you've got some insight into their situation, and you don't have to meet with them and be feeling the vibes that they're giving off. You get a sense of it before they come in.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've been doing a lot of work remotely now anyway because of the pandemic. So hypnosis and energy healing is very easily done through the internet, as you can see. This is a great tool to help people really take a look at themselves and see what is really a priority. Where do I need to focus my attention most? And then when we schedule a session after that, we can, talk about, is this really where you want to start? You have measurable information now. And most people will understand, and it is, really moving when you see people get emotional about it and know that you've really hit the target. So, and, so yes, it can be done remotely. People don't need to come into the office unless they want to. I'm happy to see people face to face as well. But at least it gives them a place to start.
And I see part of the future I'm really into technology, and I see part of the future, and they're talking about implants, uh, sorts of things where sort of like what is that birth control method, the rods that are
Yes.
implanted.
Yes. That's, I forget what they're called, but I am aware there are a lot of changes. Some of them are still a little scary with those brain implants.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for that one yet.
With Elon Musk and Neuralink.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
But I've also seen it described as taking a pill. I don't know how it doesn't pass through your system, but it would take readings, the implant or the pill, however that works, would take readings on blood pressure, the normal vitals that we have to go to an office, a physical office for. Instead of doing that, you've got the implant. So this could be another tool to know how you're doing emotionally in a similar way that they will be monitoring your vitals.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll, and you can see like how my emotions are really affecting me, right? Like, so for the people who don't believe that their thoughts can affect their well-being, this is a really great tool to show them that in fact it does. And why would you want to live in a state of fear and anxiety if you don't have to?
Right. And plus, some people they get their information better visually. So for a visual learner, this is excellent for them. Well, before we wrap up, if you'll let's give your contact information again, just in case we break this into 2 podcast episodes.
Okay.
And
Thank
so
you.
that we can be sure that people can contact you. So give us that again.
Sure. It's the best way again is to reach me directly at my cell phone at 631-942-0506. You can reach out through my website, which is juleshypnosis.com, or by email at patricia@juleshypnosis.com. Those are the best.
Great. Well, thank you so much. And what a wonderful treat and bonus to have you demo this tool for us. Very unexpected.
I appreciate the opportunity, Mark. And if you'd like to come in and have a free scan done, be my guest and let me know when it's a good time to come on in.
Well, wonderful. I may just take you up on that. Well, let's stay connected. And thank you for participating. And we'll let you know when the show airs. And please feel free to share it with your people.
Yes, I definitely will. And I do appreciate the opportunity. It's been wonderful meeting you and Lisa as well, and sending energy to your assistant.
Great. Thank you. Jennifer, I hope you got that. That's for you.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of the Thrive Co-Living podcast and YouTube broadcast. To discover more about our mission, activities, and how to find us on social media, please check out our website at thrivecolivingcommunities.org. There you can also learn how you can support this creative vision in community co-living. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back soon.